Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Rage, and we are back today to break down the new monthly event here for World War Olympus. But more importantly, we're actually going to be taking a deep dive in calculation-wise, what we're going to be needing to do for the first weekly event here, known as Invasion of the Gods. So why does this matter? Well, I mean, if you guys care about the ultimate unlock here of Hercules, you want to do the best you can with each of these weekly events and understand what the minimums are, so that way you're best allocating your resources, especially if you're free to play like myself. That's why I try to deep dive here through these videos and hopefully give you a clear outline and as well as goalpost of how to best maximize these events. So again, World War Olympus, this is the 4 main milestones tied back to the monthly. There's gonna be some quick rumbles, alliance milestones, and a weekly web milestone that also repeats every single week. And again, to get the ultimate unlock of Hercules, you want to be doing as best as you can. There's the details right here in the chart. As we work our way top down through the different milestones through the weeks, you're getting again accumulating more and more Hercules shards, and obviously he's a pivotal piece right now, especially if you guys are doing the Spotlight 2 raids. He's a necessary character, and I love the fact that he also leads his own war team in the Mighty Avengers, and at the same time needed as well for the Uncanny Avengers. So without further ado, let's get to it. So Invasion of the Gods, as I noted earlier, you want to be paying attention to this one because usually this event for the first event of the month usually is the easiest and it's most friendly one. So we'll deep dive how feasible it is and how much resources we may need to actually allocate. But you can see it's also an opportunity for Crimson Gear and as well purple isolate ions. Now, because we had a leaderboard event last week, I don't believe anything's tied back to this, but in addition, they've also been rewarding experience points for those that are pushing towards that race to 105. So obviously this not only helps with our progression of characters, but as well our commander level, so that way we can elevate our characters even to a higher threshold than before. How to score points: mainly you're going to be earning these Olympian raid orbs from the campaign nodes. In addition to that, using any of the Uncanny Avengers are also going to generate points. There is, however, a maximum threshold that we do need to be mindful of, and I'll show you that in a little bit here. Again, big rewards. We're going to be going for the Crimson Mystic Gear, whatever we can accumulate, experience points. In addition to that, the main goal for the monthly anyways is going to be this Zeus Thunderbolt and any kind of medals of honor, because they're going to be adding points to the monthly if you're interested in obviously maximizing as much shards as possible for Hercules himself. Now, with each of these weekly events, there's also going to be a web milestone tied back to it. So in this case now, this is the new one. It's called Heavy Shoes to Fill. Typically you earn points as you actually utilize Liberty Energy, which is the new showcase that also starts off in just a few days here. So opening this up, this is a very simple breakdown. There's medals of honor on the left there, and then as well the Invasion of the Gods milestone points. Now, it is important to note here, guys, the good news with this one is the fact that there's actually less energy here in terms of the other past milestones, so we don't actually need to actually use power cores for this to actually get this done. I think we should be able to actually maximize most of it. 20,000 in 6 days here, as you can see with the duration. It's going to be very, very close. So I think you may have to core for a day or two, but for our calculation anyways, we just exclude it because it's likely not going to be needed. As you'll see that the 30,000 points is going to be fairly achievable. But yeah, I would say give or take probably 50 to 100 cores is probably it's better than last week. Now we pivot over here to the Invasion of the Gods. This is the more important one because obviously we want to see how far we can actually go, but more importantly, Zeus Thunderbolt is kind of what you want to be gunning for overall. So you can see here, that's located at milestone 14, 111,000 points. Now before I do that, to make sure that you're also being mindful of the different components of this. So anytime you earn an Olympian orb fragment, this is from campaign nodes, we're going to be getting an opportunity there to get additional points, right? So very, very important there to consider that. You can see earning these Invasion of the God milestones are only 1 point conversion. So from the web milestone anyways, there was actually about 30,000 points to be had there. So definitely take advantage of that. The 30,000 points you'll see is going to make up a good total. I do have a summary here for your guys' reference, but I do want to show this real quick. If you're going to raid with Jean Grey and Hercules at 5 stars and above, this event gets a lot easier, but I understand most folks likely will not have those characters built up at 5 stars, so we're going to exclude that calculation here. So what really you can take advantage of then is essentially the raiding with Uncanny Avengers. That's going to give you about 25,000 points roughly there. So That's basically it, guys. A pretty simple event. There's really only 3 components, right? A campaign energy, and then as well as raiding with those uncanny Avengers as you're doing in the spotlight raids. And then last but not least, we are going to be taking advantage of obviously the web milestone side, which is using the showcase energy. So it's going to be a bit tight, guys. When I was calculating this, I had to double check some things, but here, let me show you the math here now real quick. Remember, this is a 6-day event, so it's a bit tight. And as well, they did say that, you know, this campaign is going to be worth 2 points per, which means overall, we should assume that's going to get us to the finish line. So this is what we have right now. If you're using 200 cores per day, which by the way is kind of like the max of what you want to be doing, because you can only do that 4 times per day with the refresh, right? It's going to get you close to 52,000 points. And then as well, if you're doing the raids, it's going to give you another 25,000, as well as the showcase web milestone I showed you earlier. And again, there's probably going to be about 50 cores per day that you need to use. It's going to be less than half the day, so it's kind of a non-factor there, but it's going to give you the 30,000. You can easily track that online when you're logging in. And then last but not least, 6 days with the free claim should give us close to should give us close to 3,000 points, which gets us close to 110,800, which by the way, if you look down here in the math, it's just shy of the 111,000 for the Zeus Thunderbolt. So it's actually a pretty tight event, and this is considering that we have power cores. Now, the reason I have this 2 per in asterisks is because if the campaign nodes for whatever reason is actually higher than the average that we've seen, this event can get easier, and then the power core usage will get lower. So this 200 cores is being conservative. It could be very well 100 to 150, but that's kind of the realistic math here, guys. So this is what you want to be mindful of. When the event does go live this week, check on the conversion of how much points you get for campaign, and then adjust accordingly. But if my math is correct here, it means the bulk is going to be coming from campaign energy, and obviously we have the other half coming from raids and the showcase, and making sure that you're tracking that, because obviously you lose track sometimes and you have to log in the actual website to claim it. So just make sure you guys are doing that. Overall, is it free to play friendly? It is, but this is potentially going to sink some of our power cores just for the Zeus Thunderbolt to kick things off. So I mean, for those of you that already unlocked Hercules and may not need his unlock right away, that's where you can probably save a bit. For myself, I do want to see if I can get more stars of him, but I'm probably not going to go too crazy on this event because I do prioritize saving my power cores as well. So that is in a nutshell the event, guys. Let me know what you think, comments below. Not as easy as we've seen in the past, but the good news is it is free to play friendly. It's just more so, how much power cores do you want to utilize for this event, especially considering this is the first one of the month. And again, every single point is going to add up to obviously accumulating more shards of Hercules. But remember, he's going to be probably included in the next strike pass or battle pass anyway, so definitely more shards coming. There you guys have it. Let me know what you think, comments below. Thank you for your time as always, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.